getting passed by multiple cars, as I mentioned earlier on. So Newhoff in a very precarious situation, but he often finds himself in these places. He doesn't qualify as well as he races.
Up front, they are getting with Lee Aberdeen and Luca Varani not very far apart at all here. But I just want to see how Alistair Haig deals with Marcello Kessler coming around the old hairpin.
Say it's not the best decision they've ever made, just not having done that under the safety car, really.
Yeah, they're taking their pit stop strategies from Ferrari lately or something. What's going on?
In turn one, just too much gas on them, too much feet on the loud pedal, and unfortunately he's dropped him all the way down the order. But Philip Hammer is out in front by an 8.91 seconds. Dan Michael is a wall there, sir. And it definitely doesn't want to be hitting that earlier on as well.
Difficult, the understeer is in the dirty air through that final corner because it's such a long corner and you get dragged off into the grass very easily. He'll have the slipstream down it towards the chicane. Peterson was briefly alongside, but that slipstream has saved him and kept him in third.
Yeah, Varani now lost a little bit of time to Aberdeen, about half a second. Peterson is Pike's pushed Morton forward up ahead. He's got out of line. It's now Pike going to have a go at Werrell. Don't push him off. He's in the championship fight. Jack Werrell chasing down Carl Jacklin. Further down, Rob Williams and Chris Barnes.
Sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's come back into play. Exactly. Miller's still such trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden Miller's back in play.
To the back end of Phil Jocelyn. So there's been a lot of movers and shakers in this first 2 laps here for race.
Absolutely serious racing league. Everybody's a lot of fun. Yeah, and it's all about the entertainment. So I hope everybody is enjoying themselves out there in the chat. We know that Ron is been enjoying himself watching. The Burger King machine's off into the grass a little bit there. Is that really bunching up now?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the BSC Summer Season Round 2 from Charlotte Oval, presented by Studio 86. That is TJ Spainhour's little company that he runs. He does graphics design and illustrations and designs logos. If you want to get a hold of him, you can at studio86.nc@gmail.com. I'm James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth by one Mr. Kenton Sportak this evening. It is Charlotte, the home of the 600. It is the Coca-Cola 600 on iRacing this week. If you want to get yourselves involved, time slots are available on the UI or on the app, and you can see when they are running. I will be venturing into the Coca-Cola 600 on Saturday, as that's the only real clean spot that I have. The length itself, 1.5 miles or 7,920 feet for you here this evening. Banking in the corners, 24 degrees. Banking in the straightaways, 5 degrees. And the track itself can hold a capacity of 95,000 people. Scores on the doors after the summer season round 1. Clint Holtman is out in front on 51 points, and Devon Collicott, Andrew Williams, Andrew Jamelin, Nicholas Stockner, Alex Witt, Matthew Norberg, Joshua Kuhn, Dan Michelle, Seb Pegg and Armand Brusso round out your top 10. Kenton is going to be very interesting in this race as well. Home of the 600. What are we expecting here this evening?
We're expecting a very interesting race. It's very drastically different from anyone who runs the street stocks here, as it's basically a Daytona for street stocks. But for these cup cars with the much more horsepower, much more speed, you will be lifting a little bit going into those corners. You have to be very careful on the front straight. They still kind of call it a D oval. It's really a quad oval because there is those 2 extra corners that you have up at the top. You can see the Toyota logo there right above to the right of the Charlotte at the start-finish line, which can be very tricky if you don't take those properly. If you catch a little too much grass, can send you right up to that outside wall. The big concern is also going to be coming off of turn 4. That wall comes up very quickly, and if you tires are burned, carry too much speed, get on the throttle too fast, that wall is going to really come for you. And definitely ruin a day or two if you're not paying attention. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very fast, but got to be careful still.
Okay, well, there you go. I did run Charlotte earlier on, and I did find tyres were of an issue, but then again, I was in a Toyota Tundra truck. I got to about lap 20, they started dropping off. 25, I was Bambi on ice. 29, I was in the pits. Are we expecting the same kind of thing here today?
It'll be close. I'd say they probably are going to try and push it further. It's 125 laps here. We're going to have to almost push them because they only have 3 sets of tires. Stage break at 50. I'd be shocked if you see anyone really pushing in to get tires before stage break. They're going to really try and push these tires as best they can, so it's going to be all about smooth inputs and keeping easy on in those corners, not getting too gun happy about the throttle when you come out and mid corner, and kind of see how it goes from there.
Yeah, don't forget the poll is up, guys, for the amount of cautions here this evening we are expecting. Are we going to get 1 to 4, 5 to 10, 11 to 15, or do we have a caution fest of 16 to 20? Angie Kimmel's in YouTube chat. Go Trenton, she has said here this evening as well. A little bit of a fun fact for you. How many gallons of soft drinks do you think they sell over a typical race weekend?
At Charlotte or just
Charlotte? Charlotte.
At Charlotte, I'm gonna go with 75,000 gallons.
Whoa, no. No.
That was too low?
Too high. Way too high.
Too high? Oh, I don't know. Maybe that was beer I was thinking.
5,000 gallons of soft drinks they use, and they will averagely sell 37,000 slices of pizza. There we go.
I mean, I like my pizza.
Yes, but I don't know if I could eat 37,000 slices of pizza.
I mean, I could probably with hot dogs. I don't know about pizza, but hot dogs, there's a chance.
Okay, hot dogs, they sell 4,000 feet of hot dogs.
4,000 feet of hot dogs, eh?
Yeah, 4,000 feet of hot dog.
Like, that might be the most American way of calculating how many of something you sell, because God forbid they just use, a number. But at least it's not in bald eagles, because America will literally measure anything and everything but the metric system.
Yeah, and they sell 50,000 chicken tenders apparently, and they go through 165,000 pounds of ice.
Wow, that's a lot of ice.
Yes, sir. And they did, believe it or not, set the Guinness Book of World Records. Why do you think they're in the Guinness Book of World Records?
I'm gonna guess we just saw it on screen there. That large TV in the back right, you can see.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's their TV.
It is their TV. Yes, in 2011, they set the biggest into the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest HD TV at a sports venue, spanning nearly 16,000 square feet. 16,000 square feet of TV. Lydia's in YouTube chat. Billy's in as well. Go TJ and fart. Well, I don't want TJ and farting because you'll end up kicking him out of bed tonight, Lydia, if he does that. Billy's in as well. Go TJ and Brad. Of course, don't forget, presented by Studio 86, TJ's little company. You can get a hold of him as well if you so wish on email. By email is studio86.nc@gmail.com. So you can go and check out Studio 86 there as well. And him and Hunter Carlson, I believe, are running the Studio 86 livery. We are coming to the end of qualifying. I haven't completely forgotten about what was going on here, but let's bring you up the grid ready for today's race. Here we go. Clint Holtman is out in front with Jason Taylor in second, Alex Witt in third, Hunter Carlson fourth, Noel Jakowitz in fifth, Andrew Williams sixth, Nick Stockner in seventh, then Christian Strada eighth, then you've got Andrew Jamalian, TJ Spainhour in 9 and 10th, Cody Kern 11th, and Rob Sizemore down in 12th. Rolling on, you've got Bradley Young, Devon Collicott, Trenton Kimmel, and Armand Brusso. Tom Kuhn, Calvin Ross, Joshua Keefe, Seth Pegg round out the top 20. Andrew Burrell, Brett Sherman, Anthony Radel, and Greg Sherman round out the 24 cars on track. Now, there has been some developments here, Kenton, this week with penalties, hasn't there?
Yeah, there's been one or two penalties that were handed down over the weekend after last week's Pocono race.
There was one that caused shockwaves through the community.
Yeah, so it's a little unfortunate. So that last lap incident, or last corner incident, between the 25 car and of Dan Michel and the 76 car of Matthew Nordberg has led to Nordberg receiving a one-race suspension. Unfortunately for Dan Michel, that is going to be the end of his 2024 season, and he will not be back this year. So we'll hopefully see him in 2025, but yeah.
Yes. That one did cause, I think that one was the major shock. I think, it caused a mass thing, didn't it? You know, people were shocked at how hard they'd come down and stuff like that. But apparently it was an accruement of various and multiple incidents that had happened, and unfortunately Dan Michel did end up copying a complete ban for the 2024 season. So his championship race is over. The votes are finished for the cautions: 5 to 10 for 81%, 1 to 4 9%, 11 to 15 9%, and nobody voted for 16 to 20, which I'm so glad about. Otherwise me and Kenton would have to stop for food and water on the way round on this one. But let's get this back up and running. Seth Pegg sporting another new livery here, just a mixture of multiple colours there once again on the front end of his car. It does say always was, always will be. I'm not quite sure.
Yes, so it's actually in reference to a statement made by someone in the New South Wales, which is in Australia. It's a rallying cry for Aboriginal land rights in Australia.
Okay, well, there you go. Right, let's get this going. Clint Holtman will talk about this weekend just gone to NASCAR race where there was a mass scrap in the pit lane. Literally, punches were thrown, crew chiefs were all involved, and everything was going off. However, there was a big burly pitman who was kind of calming it all down. But let's get this up and running. We are now green. 2 lines running at Charlotte at the moment. It is possible. We did do it earlier on in my race in the trucks. Let's see how we get on here. And once again, the outside line led by Jason Taylor has got Hunter Carlson behind him. Noel Jackowitz there as well. Carlson's going to look at separate sitting in here. I would have thought 1 lane would be the optimal line around Charlotte, but 2 lane is possible, Kenton.
Yes, you can get through with 2 lanes. There is a little bit of extra space. It's not the widest track we will deal with, but it definitely does have a good amount of space going through each one of the corners and the front straight. You just have to be careful on, I like to say, in the quad oval area, that kind of double rounded corner you take basically the 2 corners around the start finish line at a smooth pace without disrupting anybody. You do kind of have to go a little wide through it, so it's definitely something you have to be careful of the guy above you, and then if you're the guy above, you definitely need to be careful of that guy below right in that section there, because you do want to get a good entrance and exit out of into turn 1 there. So it's definitely an interesting little area to have to deal with, but it can definitely be too wide, which is nice.
Yeah, Clinton Holtman's just lost 2 places. Jason Taylor has taken a run out the front at the moment. He's on that outside line. Holtman's coming in underneath, going into that area that we have spoken about, that quad part of the race circuit here once again. They're battling in the mid-pack as well. Cody Kern is in this one. Then Jamelin, then Spainhour, then Collicott. Young's down there as well. He's got the new Mountain Dew Zero Sugar live wire flavour on his car this week as well. I did check that out earlier on. Christian Strada is in that Reese's livery machine. I want to see if Anthony Radel is still. We're not in the Kellogg's cereal machine anymore. We're in a completely different livery this week. But let's see how these guys get on once again. See how they go and whether or not they are going to survive this opening 10 laps without any issues. You can see here from Strada's point of view, from Jackowitz's point of view, there is Strada on the outside line. TJ's coming up behind us. He's just gone past Hunter Carlson currently as well, but Strada doing a fine job settling in here, sitting in 5th with Jackowitz in 7th and TJ behind him in 8th. Great job from these guys already there, Kenton, and I think overall it should be quite an interesting one to see how these guys get on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun to watch. It, like I said, I mean, these guys do know how to race, which is always fantastic, and we've kind of settled into a good rhythm. Nothing too crazy happening, but definitely a little bit of pushing. You can see Williams starting to make his way up a little bit as well. And then for those who are very confused as to why there's so many flags and brand new designs this week, it is a part of paint themes that the BSC has decided to do, and you can kind of see there's a bunch of new ones. Alex Witt driving a brand new, completely new for livery with a bunch of flags all over the place. So it is International Theme Night. So a good chunk of the field taking part and throwing on a couple international flags.
Yeah, it did. It made me laugh when I looked at Alex Witt's livery, because it reminded me of his passport there as well. Alex Witt, Victory Lane, and he's got a load of stamps all over the back end. We're on board with Clint Holtman there. There goes Strada on our inside. In front of that is Andrew Williams in that Kachiga car there as well. The Chick Hicks livery machine, made famous from the Cars movie. We'll keep an eye and see how he gets on. We've got further down as well, Tompkins slowly dropping off the back here. Armand Brusso, Seth Pegg in that mix as well. Do they want to be losing the draft? How badly do we think the draft's going to affect this? Is TJ's car white? It's not. It's in the Studio 86 livery machine there as well, Mr. Spainhour Senior. Sir.
Yeah, it looks white from the front end. It's hard to see the color because it's a very delicate color on the front end. But it looks quite nice. I believe Hunter Carlson also has the 86 Studio on the front end of his car there. just up ahead. But yes, draft isn't going to play as drastic of a part as we would have seen at Pocono or our typical super speedways, but it definitely is going to have a little bit of a part, especially on the main the straightaway that we're on currently. Outside of that, it's not going to be as massive of a thing. You're not going to see a lot of bump drafting or guys really trying to push the draft or anything like that, but it's not going to hurt your car to catch a little bit of a draft.
No, it definitely isn't. Calvin Ross is on the outside in that 20 machine there as well. Brad Young on the inside. In front of that is Devon Collicott with the Martini liveried machine of Trenton Kimmel. Oh, Brad got a big old slide then. Just lost 2 positions. He's just about to lose 3 as well. Joshua Keefe does go through. Where's Armand Brusso? He's further back with Tom Kuhn as well. Seth Pegg, Radel Sherman, Burrell, and Brett Sherman is down at the back, unfortunately, in that 69 machine. Back up front though, Jason the Jedi Taylor doing an absolute stellar job here. Out in front, opening up a gap already. 6/10 so Kenton seems to be making the most of being out that front.
Yeah, Taylor's definitely kind of opened himself a little bit of a gap, and as much as, obviously driving with a pack can give you a little bit of a bump, he's keeping it smooth and keeping it smart. And one of the things we learn every week is the less in a pack you really are, the less likely incidents are to happen. I myself just drove the Nuremberg Ring for 24 hours and learned that very quickly. Do not be in a big pack if you can help it. If you're able to be kind of strung out and have a little bit of gap around you, take it. At least in this case. Yeah,
I do fully agree. The car's coming round into turn 3 now as well. Shaking the camera on the outside, you see them all speeding through at the exit of turn number 4. And these guys here with Holtman, Williams, Taylor, and Whip behind that with the Reese's machine of Christian Strada, Andrew Jamalin behind that in that 65 livery machine. Nick Stockner in the 124 there with Cody Kern as well. No real side-by-side. As I say that, I click down onto Devon Collicott and Trenton Kimmel. Kimmel's in the wall. Somebody's tyres have started going off already on lap 14.
Yeah, and the tires, when they go here, they go. There's no... It's hard to nurse them. These guys are 100% going to have to figure out how to, but it is not the easiest thing to try and do, to nurse these tires, as it is very difficult to do so.
I do agree with you. I did find that earlier on as well. In the trucks, nursing tyres, I'm never any good at tyre conservation. It's just not my forte, and I probably, Jesus, as Jamie Lynn and Stockner have become almost one there at one point. I thought Stockner was going to run up into the outside of Jamie Lynn. Did manage to hold it there once again. Back up front, Andrew Williams has got Clint Holtman right behind him here currently as well. It's going to be a very interesting race. I think they're going to go 125. You know, as you say, stage break at 50. Where are we at? Oh, no, we're not. Oh, we're not going that far.
Oh, so now this is probably going to be a splash and dash if anyone's coming in here. Ooh. Joshua Keefe looks.
He looks like he got done well before that. How did he end up in there? Oh, is he? Xiang comes across the front of.
Yeah, it looks like... Okay, so I saw Young go down a little bit, but not... Or go up... go up a touch. We'll have to see. So that's afterwards.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Okay, so he has a big run on Young, slides between him and Brusso. Bold move. That could have ended horribly, as Armin Brusso was right there, but he does get through. And then I'm just trying to see how close he stays to that line.
Oh.
Looks very much like a racing incident.
I kind of got to agree.
More so than anything. Yeah.
I'm a little bit worried though over lap 16, where we're at. Literally everybody is in the pit lane. You can see the race for pit lane. Alex Witt may have just got that, I believe. he has over over Andrew Williams. The only man that hasn't come in is Tom Kuhn here. Wrong mistake, right mistake? What do we think at this early on?
I think it can't really. No one's going to have gotten tires, so there's going to be no advantage that way. Maybe Jason Taylor did, as he had, I think, the longest pit stop at 10 seconds there, but this was a splash and dash, so it depends how much he feels like he's going to be able to sort of hold on to fuel, and if he's going to make it all the way to the end, because in reality it's most of these guys are easily now going to hit 50 lap 50 without having to pit again, more than likely. I'm not sure if Tom Kuhn's going to quite be able to get that far, but we'll see, I guess, how this plays out.
Yeah, well, I had to make 2 pit stops in the trucks earlier on, and that was only on 80 laps there as well. Stuart Pearson, came through like a tornado. He did, as that Stuart Pearson's regular nickname there that was given to him about 2, if not longer, years ago by myself on that one. Terry Spainhour, Jays, did you see the swing at North Wilkesboro between Carl and Ricky? I did, but did you see the swing that Carl Busch's dad took right in the chops as well? Ouch, he would have felt that one. And I also saw the big old pit crew there as well, standing on the bridge on the truck, on the back lift, the tail lift, and he was just like, go, get off, and everybody was like, whoa, this guy's like 6'4", built like a tank. It was absolutely amazing. It went off big time. However, though, I will say one thing. Ricky did literally run Carl Busch over. Like, he pushed him and then just kept pushing him until we ended up going exit stage right into the wall. So, fair play from Carl. But I believe that was part of a beef they've had previously, isn't it? I think something happened previously with Ricky Stenhouse and Carl Busch previously that has caused that eruption. But yeah, Ricky just ran him over straight up, flat out, pushed him once, carried on pushing him and pushed him again. And that all stems from the beginning of that move as well, because Ricky said that Carl put him up into the wall coming through. He didn't. I didn't see anything wrong with the move that Carl did on Ricky, to be honest, in that North Wilkesboro race, but apparently Ricky did, and then just ran him over. Carl swung at him, but Jesus Christ, did Carl Busch's dad take one right in the chops there, and yeah, he's definitely going to feel that. I'm a little bit worried for Tom Kuhn here. How's he going to get off this line? Is he going to slip and slide like Bambi on ice? We're going to find out very, very shortly. Into that Geico restart zone we go once more, and it is green. Kuhn did get off the line. Alex Witt must have been rubbing his hands though, because he would have sat there thinking, well, this is my time. I can do this over Tom Kuhn. I've got them fresher tyres. Kuhn's holding up that bottom line. You can see him there. He's literally just going to get run over like venison in the middle of the road at the moment, and he's just going to get passed and passed and passed. He's got nothing. Maybe that was a mistake there from Tom Kuhn. He just looks like he's got no grip whatsoever at the moment.
Yeah, although, like, looking at the pit stop times, I don't think anyone actually took tires, like I said. I think it's just a splash and dash for most of these guys. But yeah.
Oh, they must have. Look at this. He's just going back.
Unless some magic happened, because, the pit stop times were about 5-6 seconds of stationary time. So it's like, oh, maybe, I think it's just they had a combination of just that, not necessarily better grip, but a better sort of idea of what they're doing. They're just able to hold more speed going through those corners, because those corners can be tricky. If you're not 100% on it.
Yeah, they're not quite full flat. You have to lift. When you come into the curb, into the corner, what I found is there's some horrible bumps as well that you've just got to lift over. There's one going into 3, and then you're coming out of 4, and you get another one where you're going onto the onto the straightaway. We're not going to have a caution. Whoever that was has spun himself into the pits. That's going to be an unsafe pit entry there for Alex Witt. Unfortunately, he just ended up in that pit lane. We'll try and catch up and see if we can find where Witt did that. And there's another bump going into turn 1 as well. It's very horrible. You've just got to kind of lift over it, and then you can start applying the throttle again. How did Alex Witt end up being passed so desperately there? Well, let's see if we can find out what went on. There is Witt on that inside line.
Looks like he hits your second bump.
Yeah. But did Stockner...
He just lost it.
No.
I don't think so, because Stockner wasn't anywhere close.
You don't think?
Oh, maybe give him a little bit of a clip. I didn't see that. It was quick.
But Witt was slow on the old accelerator there. Not entirely sure why he was that slow.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting question at some point later on in the rundown for Armin to take a look at. But yeah, that was it. It didn't look like much, but I mean, these cars are traveling at such a speed. It's not hard to send one of them around very quickly.
Yes, sir. Slightest little touch on the car there. And unfortunately, Alex Witt would have got, not only did he go round, he would have got an unsafe pit entry as well, which would have led to him having a penalty. He's in the pits now. He's currently 2 laps down. Is Alex Witt, unfortunately. There's a few other people making moves around. There's TJ in that Studio 86 FIRT, Fast Angry Racing Team, as he's battling his way still out on track currently at this moment in time. But it's been a very interesting one so far. Williams trying to break away with Clinton Altman. Strada trying to make them both honest with the Jedi Jason Taylor. His pit stop was 4 seconds slower than some of the guys behind. Bradley Young's was a lot. His was almost double the 6 seconds. He was out at 15. If Brad's taken tyres, it can only be a good thing here. I can tell you that much, because it's not going to hurt him.
No, and yeah, I'm not sure if he ended up taking tires or if he was doing his fast repair, because he was involved in that first incident, which I'm sure was a good chunk of why that time was that fast. But it's entirely possible he grabbed maybe a right side or left side. I mean, it not being green, not wanting to lose a bunch of time, that might be the smart thing to do, but who knows what his plan is? Because the beautiful thing about Charlotte is there's about 14 different game plans you can have with having a lot to change in about 2 minutes. So it can be very interesting very quickly, and yeah, it's a lot. It's very exciting because, like I said, everybody could have a different strategy going into this race, and all of them could be right. Well, so
I'm going to point you out something here. Alex Witt is out. Taylor, that was Holtman and Williams. Taylor's just gone past Holtman as well. Strada was pushing him along, hoping to clear that outside line, going through free once more now as well. Christian Strada on the outside line. He sweeps around the outside of Clint Holtman into that D part of the racetrack. Holtman's going to come back, trying to hold that inside line. Is Strada going to be able to get that outside run that he so desperately wants? He's that second part of the corner on exit. Strada's looked like he's got the pace. He is going to get the pace this time over Holtman. Gets the job done there from Christian Strada. Great run coming out of 2. Got the run on the outside. Job done for him.
Yeah, fantastic run and amazing, good move. Yeah, it's a great move. This track it's very weird because it looks like it should be super easy to pass, but it's actually not as easy you'd expect, because you kind of, the way you sort of have to lift, and you don't really go all the way down to the line right away. It's kind of a late apex sort of through these corners, which does make it tougher. So it does come down to getting a great exit to try and pass on that back straight, but it's not super long. So it does make it a little tougher as well. Like it's a much more difficult and technical track than it looks like for something so simplistic. But I mean, that's kind of oval racing it to a T there. So
yeah, I do agree. It's very, very tough hit. There was the thing for me I found earlier on, apart from getting caught up in somebody else's incident, which was a little bit frustrating due to the fact that the person slammed the throttle coming off the start line and half the grid didn't even make it over the line before we all careered into each other. You can gather what happened if he spun it up at the beginning. He went directly right into the upper lane, and next thing you know, it was just complete and utter carnage going on behind that. And I think that was the thing for me. It was so... You expect fall flat and you think, I can make this fall flat and that's going to be the job done, but is not. There is lifts involved, and one of them is on the entry into 3 because there's that bump over that white line that you've got to lift. Now you're letting it run, you're letting the car settle down a bit, now you're back on the throttle again to try and maintain it. So you have got to run it in and allow it to go all the way, probably 3/4 of around the corner before you're feathering that throttle. There's that bump going into 1, and that can lift the car. It's a horrible bump going into turn 1.
Yeah, it's a very interesting kind of bump that you hit there, because like you said, it's not a massive bump. It's not like hitting a sausage curb in an F1 car, but at that angle that you're going, that little bit of a bump, just reducing the amount of actual mechanical grip going into that outside tire, that can just send the back end around if you're not careful. And if you're heavy on the throttle, the back end starting to go, and you just lose that little bit of mechanical grip, well, then suddenly the tire spins and it can just kick you around. So you do have to definitely be very careful about how you're applying the throttle throughout the entirety of the race.
Yeah, definitely as well. Strada's now making on the inside move. That's another place lost for Holterman at the moment, sitting in 4th, down 3 from his pole. Strada gives him a whole load of heaps inside line. Holterman didn't really have to give him that much. He did sweep back around the outside of Strada, but as pockets now starting to open up, Andrew Jamalin losing time to the guys in front, but it's opening it up to the guys behind, which involves Trenton Kimmel, Cody Kerr, Brett Sherman, Kuhn, Radel, Spainow's in there, Armand Brusso with his new livery as well. This is Kronbacher beer liveried machine that he has got there with the German flag on the front of that. Don't know if that's east or west. I'm pretty sure that's signified to one area, if I'm not mistaken. But you're going to Germany. Tell me more, Mr. Kenton.
The German flag there with the eagle? Nope, that's just Germany's flag actually now. No east or west anymore. So they it's kind of funny. So the German flag is really the 3 colors, but the eagle, trying to remember, because there is actually a slight difference as to what it's a representative of. It's their coat of arms.
Oh, there you go. Burrell's in this mix as well. Brusso's in here. Tom Kuhn's in that. TJ's kind of bogged down. He hasn't really got anywhere to go. He can look up the middle lane. He's trying to push Burrell through. He needs to get through on Tom Kuhn if he's just quite got the pace in that 86 machine. Has TJ to clear Tom Kuhn in the 19 machine. Not quite managing it this time. Anthony Radel's in there once more. Burrell's behind him. Brusso's ahead of that one again. Then we go back up. This lead pack scrapping it out. Stockner's in there. Jakowitz is in there. Brad Young's in there. And Brad's doing a stellar job moving and finding himself up 7 places. Sitting in 6th at the moment. I still think if anybody may have taken tyres at 15.5 seconds, it may have been Brad here, regardless if it was outside rights or if he's taken all 4. He's definitely seems to be well up there within the pace.
Yeah, he's definitely having a fantastic run here. I think it's whatever Mountain Dew he's sponsored by this week. Giving him that little bit extra edge.
It's Livewire this week.
Livewire, yeah. See, he's just absolutely flying. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, he definitely looks like he's fitting in right up there, and not kind of getting overwhelmed or kind of taken out by cars or anything like that. Like, he's keeping it smooth, having a fantastic race to start this, and only has 9 more to get a few extra points, or 9 more laps to get a few extra points in at the stage break here.
Can he hold on to the top 10? That's going to be the question. He's going to be running, or trying to run, underneath Christian Strada. Got the job done that time around, but is he going to be able to hold it? Stay on the left. I can guarantee Strada's not too far behind. He allows Young to come up into, literally, I think Brad went actually into the wall on that one. And unfortunately for Brad, he looked like he may have just got a little bit of a stripe down the right-hand side or left-hand side as you're looking looking at the car now. Jakowitz has hit the wall just a little bit there once again. So these guys starting to get a little bit loose. Devon Collicott in the background. This is what it looks like from Devon's car. You can, well, see all the cars going all over the track. Where do you go? What do you think is going to be the best way here? Because you know you need to stay up in front. You know, can see people are starting to drop off just a little bit, Kenton. How do you go about it?
The biggest thing is going to be making those smart moves and really kind of holding your car as high as you can if you're trying to save those tires. I know you can see, I mean, Stockner ahead, Strader, sorry, ahead, is really trying to save those tires by kind of sitting back, going up nice and high, using the banking to his advantage, and kind of using that to kind of roll around opposed to trying to get all the way down to the apron. And it's one of those things where you're, especially in oval racing, your number one thought is go right down to that line. Ooh, Thomas Kuhn is coming back on, almost into the side of Stockner there. But the big thing is, yeah, you don't have to go all the way down to the line. You can kind of sit a little off of that, and that'll even save your tires a little bit more. So it's just going to be smart about the tires. If you've got the fuel to get, which most of them will, I think Thomas Kuhn had to come in there to get a little extra fuel, as I don't think he was going to quite make it all the way to the stage break.
He was in there for 53 seconds.
Oh, he might have grabbed tires then too, and he's going to hope to sort of splash and dash or do few laps and then come in and kind of unlap himself, because I think he's now 2 laps down, maybe 3 there. So a little bit of work for him to get back up, but this front group, I mean, Williams has had a fantastic ride. Taylor's doing phenomenally. He's still right up in there, and then those two kind of just took off on it.
No, yeah, they've done a great job. This is where Collicott's sitting in with Strada at the moment. So great job from him, nestling in that position. It's always going to be difficult, I think, in general. You know, they got to work out where they're going to be, how they're going to maintain it, what's the situation going to be for them. It's always going to be tough, and I think these guys are just going to try and play the track. You know, we talked about it off air where we were talking about Nords 24, you know, where we were saying in general you're racing the track and not the drivers around you, and sometimes the complexity of Charlotte, although it is just a straight left turn, you know, you've got bumps on the circuit that can unsettle the car, you've got the lifting to go as well, you've got to make sure you're lifting going into the corners. There's a lot to take on, isn't there? And I think that's why Charlotte gives it a different kind of complexity to other racetracks.
Yeah, the track surface needing to be sort of repaved, to, I mean, be entirely honest, is a big part of it. And I mean, there's intricacies to kind of every oval. And in all reality, we talk about it in a sort of a roundabout way almost every week, that the first almost 3/4 of the race isn't about your position. It's just being on the lead lap, and that kind of comes with racing the track, not necessarily those around you, just to keep yourself moving forward and staying out of trouble. So it's, I mean, like you said, we talked about the Nords and how it doesn't matter where anyone else on the track is. It's all about just making sure you keep the car in one piece, and that's, I'd say, about 90% of a race around any oval is just keeping your car pushing forward and keeping yourself in a decent position, but not doing anything to kind of break the car here. As you kind of head into the halfway point.
Yeah, stage break at 50. And it was Williams, Taylor, Holtman, Jakowicz, Strada, Young, Collicott, Carlson and Stockner with Jamelin. Your final place in the stage number 1. We'll see if we can have a chat with our stage 1 winner. Where is Mr. Williams first before I go and pull him straight in? We'll wait and see if he's going to go into the pits, and then we'll have a chat with Andrew Williams, your stage 1 winner at Charlotte. I reckon we could only be on a 1-4 here, you know. I reckon 1-4 for cautions.
We 100% could be, with the way that they're sort of driving today. I would not be surprised. They seem to be keeping it very smooth, keeping it smart. Not doing anything too crazy, and just having themselves a grand old time.
Grand old times, says Mr. Sportak. Right, we've got Mr. Williams waiting in the waiting room. We'll see if he dives into the pit lane. Let him get into the pit lane first, and we'll see this race off pit lane, see who's going to come out there. Everybody, I expect literally the whole field into the pit lane. Kuhn's got round again. I suppose he's looking at probably getting his lap back. So is Keith. They're looking at getting their lap back. Witt is out, unfortunately, for Alex Witt. There is the 95 pit box on the right-hand side as he lands in. Jobs are good, and let's bring him in. Your stage one winner, Mr. Andrew Williams from the Orange World Racing Team. Andrew, welcome into the booth, buddy. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm not bad, mate. I'm watching. Almost feels like a chess match. You know, there's lots going on here, and I think Charlotte's kind of bringing us something different, and I'm liking this at the moment. You know, we're only 2 cautions in. This one's staged, so I'm not too worried. But 10 points for you, not bad, and you ain't even finished the race yet.
Yeah, Charlotte's been super interesting. It's definitely more of a chess match with like dirty air. So yeah, it's just trying to guess where the other car is going to run, take their line away.
Yeah, for you itself, what's going to be your main part coming now? This is it. You've got straight 73 laps going straight to the end. Can you get to the end on fuel?
We can probably. We're going to have one more pit stop here in the middle, so it's just going to be about managing the tires and getting a good run here to the end. Try and, you know, Bradley Young beat me in the pits, so I gotta clear him and just run away again.
Where do you reckon you're next? If you could put a caution anywhere now between the next 73 laps, what lap number would you put the caution on?
I think everyone would be cheering for a caution at like 95, so we can pit there and be good to the end. That's going to be when the fuel runs out for everybody. So yeah, if we could get another caution at 95, that would save everyone having to figure out how to do green flag stops.
I'm going to write that one down, Andrew, as well. Tyre wear, how are you getting on out there with tyres?
Tires are wearing pretty good. Definitely a factor.
Okay, bud. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck for the rest of the race, and you never know, we might get to see you in victory lane.
Yep, hope so.
Take care, bud.
Cheering for it. All right, thank you.
Well, there you go. That was your stage one winner. As he said, he did lose the race on pit road to Brad Young here, Kenton. Brad got out in front. Wizard is in the YouTube chat. Joining late, but let's go Sizemore. Billy there as well. Get it, Brad. This is put in the YouTube chat as he won the race for pit lane there. Kenton Sportak. Mr. Bradley Young out in front.
Yeah, I had a absolutely fantastic quick pit stop there. And I mean, looking at the actual times, like, he still had actually a lot shorter. It was about 11 seconds compared to everybody else. So he might have taken tires that last time when he was in the pits and had a fast repair to get everything kind of fixed up after the incident, and only needed a little bit of fuel. So good on him. That'll get him a couple extra points, as well as the stage break points for leading a lap now.
Let's see how long Mr. Bradley Young. He has looked quick over this second half, or this second quarter. I'll divide it into 4. Let's just put it that way. This second quarter, hasn't he? He's moved up a few places. He's up 12 places from where he started now. So Brad's on a little bit of a flyer here. Could he be a dark horse at Charlotte, do we think?
I think so. He's been having a fantastic run. It's just going to be about keeping it clean. And again, like we've said, the closer to the front you are, the less chances of a bad problem happening. So yeah, as long as keeps it smart, keeps it clean, and stays out of trouble, he's definitely got a shot.
I love it. Bad problem. In other words, a full course yellow and a big crash. So Brad's gonna lead. Is this the first time he's ever led a lap?
I want to say yes, but I don't 100% know. I can't say 100% that yes, this is.
Pretty sure this is the first race Brad is going to take a green flag. I am pretty sure that is the situation, and if it is, fair play, Bradley Young taking it at Charlotte here as well, because can tell you one thing, I am pretty sure that is correct. Now, can he nail the start? Is his nerves going to be going? Is his legs going to be twitching? Is he going to be sitting there thinking, I'm in the front? He needs a cuddle from Mum Billy right about now, because he's going to be leading the race. Brad Young's missed the start. Oh, he missed it by an absolute country mile. The green flag had dropped absolutely ages, and then he decided to go, and he's all the way down in 5th. He's held up that inside line. Jakowitz is there, Holterman's there as well, Carson, Jamelin, Burrell, Spainhour further back once more, Brusso, Kemmel, all got stuck behind Brad Young. We say Brad Young could be a dark horse. He goes and misses the start there. Kenton didn't get off the line whatsoever, completely missed it, and by the time of entry turn 1, he was already 4 spots back from where he started.
Yeah, wasn't really the most ideal start for him. Dropped him from 1st to 9th there. But we have talked about it. You've got 60. Oh, that'll help. That will help there. But I mean, you've got lots of time to kind of battle your way back if off one bad restart.
Well, he definitely did get that bad restart there as well. Brett Sherman has been showing up as the main protagonist, and oh, look at the gap. Well, there wasn't contact with Burrell on the inside. Nope, you've overcorrected, dear sir, and unfortunately, you've put yourself straight up into the wall. Brusso's gonna be, oh my dearie me, he missed it. Aaron Brusso missed it. How did he miss that? That would have been well close for Mr. Brusso there. Let's jump on board and see from Brusso's point of view what he is looking at. There is the sliding car in front of us. Here he comes down now. Brusso's turning left. Oh, might have been a little bit of contact, but could have been a lot worse there, Kenton, for Armin Brusso.
I'm surprised that wasn't worse. He got away with one there, and that was massive net code. That was a huge amount of net code. Like there, you could have fit at least like, I'd say about 30 feet of those hot dogs between there almost.
Absolutely.
Side by side instead of lengthwise, but still, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That was just insane. I'm not quite sure what the game was seeing there. Where is he? Where's the boss man this week?
Brusso?
Yeah. Why can I not? Oh, there he is. We'll have a chat with our very own big boss man there as well. He's just managed to scrape through. I don't know how he scraped through. I'm sure he'll be happy to tell us here as well. I'm Brusso. Welcome into the booth, dear sir.
Hi,
that was close.
Yeah, I definitely closed my eyes and prayed for a second there.
Well, you definitely did get it there, dear sir, as well. His slight spin, his rotation, managed to hold you there as well. Repping a new livery again, Mr. Brusso. Are we on a 36 race livery change every single one this season?
Probably. I like my liveries like I like my shoes. I just like having a lot of them.
Okie dokie. Well, tell us what we repping this time, and why are we repping it?
It's just the German flag with some German companies on it that my girlfriend recommended that I put. And then on the top of my trunk, it says, I love you, Fiona, in German, so hopefully she sees that.
Ich liebe dich?
Yeah.
Who, the what, and the what, and the what?
Huh?
Ich liebe dich, Fiona. Yeah, it's German for I love you, Fiona.
Well, there you go. Oh.
If you want to say it back, it's Ich liebe dich auch.
Let's just say I'm probably not going to have a attempt at that one. Where do we think you're going to come out here as well? What do we think from you?
I'm hoping for at least a top 15, as long as I can stay out of trouble and keep my tires from catching on fire. I think I can do a top 15.
Tires going to be a big one. How was your tire wear after the first stage break?
I was in the low 50s at the end of that first stage break, so...
Oh, you're riding them quite well there, dear sir.
AJ told me he was in the 49, so I'm doing better than AJ.
All right, mate. Well, listen, we'll pop you back in there, sir. Good luck on getting to the top 15 there, buddy. And you never know, we might see you a little bit higher by the end of the race.
If you see me in the top 3, something really bad happened, but I'll take it. Have a good night, guys.
Right, you run. Well, there you go. That was our very own Armin Bruce. Braden Isnor got the house on Terry Spain, our top 5. Oh, bro. That's
I'm here for it.
Hey, if he gets any higher than that, bro, dude, I'll get kicked out of my house. You know what I mean? I'm sure the missus will just walk in and throw a pillow at me if he gets any higher than that. But I'm down with you, Braden. If he gets any higher, I'm agreeing. He's sitting in 12th at this moment in time, though. So let's see how he can get on in that Toyota Camry. My car of choice in the Cup Series as well, I'd like to add. But that I'd like to also point out that wasn't a fanboy moment. I did pick the Camry before we did the broadcast of the BSC. So I already had the Camry.
That's fair. I do not, because it's not a race car. It's a bloody Camry.
It's
a mother's car.
It's still a race car, bro. I don't know what the problem is.
Bring back the Supra. Bring back the Supra.
Hey, just update the TCRs. That would do me. I'm happy with that. So stop throwing at me 50 more GT3s that I end up having to get. Give me something else. Give me the, I'm waiting for the updated bodies on the trucks at the moment as well. Can we get the updated bodies on the Cup cars? That would be ideal. Please, for us, iRacing, if you're listening.
The new Cup cars?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah. I'd be down. Whatever they need to do. Whatever they need to do, man.
Just get it done, man. Just get it done.
Just make it pretty.
Yeah. Stop giving me blinking Mustangs and Corvettes GT3s and concentrate. I know that's your favourite series, Mr. iRacing, but please, for God, give me some updated TCRs. Right, here we go. Let's get this back up and running after the third caution of the evening on lap 60. The green flag has dropped. We are green. The outside line missed the run this time, and they're going to miss it big because we got 3 Orange Wheel Racing Williams, the Stockner and Holterman all together at the front of the field. But I don't want to say any of this is guaranteed because we have been in this position multiple times, and at one point they did end up probably taking themselves out, if I remember correctly.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah, the Williams and Stockner, they had a little oopsie-daisy into each other, which is not usually what you want to see, quite unfortunately, but seemed to get away clean this time.
Well, yeah, for how long, that will be the question. Williams runs around the outside of Stockner there as well. Orange Wheel 1, 2 and 3. Taylor there himself sitting in 4th. Then Strada, Jakowitz, Carlson. Spainhour is now up 2, but he's got some chasing to do. He's got half a second to get to that front pack. Then we got Seth Pegg for the Breakfast Club chasing down our very own Mr. Calvin Ross, who's trying to make strides on Sizemore. We got Greg Sherman in there in that 24 liveried machine there once again, and Brad is all the way down from his dizzy heights of first, is all the way down in 17th. That one bad start cost him big style, as we've got the Youngling and the Kronbackers going at it here once again. Sherman, Bruce, Kern is in there. This front pack are not leaving each other alone. Strada, Jakowitz trying to go up the inside of turn 1, running around that low line. Strada's going to try and get the exit off the high line again. He does manage to make it out this time. Can Jakowitz run it in deep there once again going into turn 3? He thinks better of it this time. Kenton didn't decide to go for it.
Yeah, smart move. Biggest thing with this part of the race now, especially until we get to about lap 100, maybe 90, is just patience. Make your moves when you can, but trying to force anything is just going to end up with you either in the wall or in the pits repairing from hitting the wall or another car, and now they're going to be mad and you get in trouble for that as we possibly have found out.
Yeah, we can't. There are penalties from last week, guys. If we read them out to you, yeah, we would be here for quite a while. Unfortunately, there was quite a few manoeuvres that did get penalised once again. Taylor's just gone and bullied Holtman out. I think he just gave him a little bit of a love tap to get him off that inside line. Taylor now himself, the Jedi Master, the Skywalker of the BSC, trying to hold that inside line. Strada makes a move around the outside. He lost momentum coming out of 2 there. Didn't really maintain that going into 3 and 4. He's now got to come back at him once again. He tries to come back underneath in that D. Is he going to be able to get it done? He can't get it done. Can he hold the line for Jackowitz? That outside line's coming in. Kenton seems to be the line to run at certain points of the racetrack.
Yeah, there's that out. So Taylor got a little underneath the apron there, and in those corners, getting onto the apron, not under the apron, onto the apron, is not what you want to do. But yeah, Strada seems to be loving this high line, and it's one of those things where, yeah, you're not taking as short of a lap around the track, because obviously you are staying up higher, and math, that's kind of how that works. But you can hold so much more speed going through there, and he seems to be really fighting, like holding off Jackowitz with no problem, kind of staying in his position, not really causing issues, not really gaining too much, until I say that as he has an absolute send off that corner. But he just seems to be smoothly just gaining time and not really putting himself in a bad spot and not really losing anything to the guys behind him, even though he's not going down on that inside lane. So might be the way to run, and it's also going to help save those tires just a little bit.
Yeah, there was a question that asked earlier on, actually, in the race I did. The guy was like, do I run inside or outside for saving tyres? Now, I was always told it was the higher line that would benefit from you being able to save the tyres. It was only confused me when one guy went, oh, you need to run the lower line at Charlotte to save tyres. Now, I always thought, and I'm still 100% sure, running the higher line is a little bit easier to save tyres than pulling in on the tighter line, isn't it?
Yes, it definitely is. If you're able to run that higher line, because you're not dragging the front right nearly as much. This track is not the friendliest to your front right tire.
No.
So the higher you're able to run, the less you actually have to drag that tire around trying to turn super tight down into the corner. It also saves on just throttle input, because you can let off. You don't have to let off as much because you're not trying to get all the way down and trying to use the car to do so. But it just allows so much better smooth inputs without really risking too much. The only downside is you might lose a little bit of time strictly because you're going further, and you run a little more risk of sliding up into that wall. So you just gotta be smart about it, basically.
Yeah, you've got to make sure you're lifting going into corner entry, because it will help you massively. I can tell you that much, as they've got to be lifting just about now, because there's that bump, and now he's just going to let it run. He just wants to make sure he's trying to maintain some sort of speed. He will be down around about 55, 155, 165 between that mark by the time he's come round. Well, there you go. Look at that, spot on the money there as well. Who says Englishmen don't know anything about NASCAR? And he goes there as well, pulls out the corner. Now he accelerates again. There is a massive drop off from what he's losing. He's losing about 30 miles an hour, if not more, going into these corners, Kenton. But he kind of needs to. He's just got a feather, and then as he comes into the second part of that corner, then he can hit the throttle, and then he can go again. And that's the thing. It's a big drop off. 30 miles an hour is a massive loss in a corner.
Yeah, adjustment on your car, how you have to try and tweak it and things like that. But if the earlier you're able to get on the throttle, the better it is, but it can have some wear on your tires. So it's finding that very fine line and being able to tow it very, very well.
That's the thing, I think, with his circuit as well. We've got Hunter Carlson sitting rather close to us at this moment in time. There is Hunter Carlson sitting rather close to the back end of Jackowitz. I can tell you one man that is also very close is Burrell, and I can tell you why he's that close, because just about there is our very own Bass man, Calvin Ross. Swim fast, eat bass. on the front, on that side of that machine. So Carlos, another man repping the Camry. Although Kenton does not like it. We are just going underneath there with Andrew Burrell. Not going to make it through this time around. Is he going to go and send it in? We'll stay on this camera just as we're about to go into one. You can see the bump come up on us. There it is in that kind of sunspot. Now, steady back out. Oh, yay. Carrying more speed than Mr. Ross there, but Ross threw a block at him and he stayed where he was.
Yeah, that was a little concerning for a second. Was able to thankfully make it through quite smoothly, but it was a little sketchy for a minute there. Thankfully, yeah, keeping everything pointed straight. And Strider is just really taking that very, very high line. And I mean, he's obviously put a little bit of a gap on Jackowitz, and Hunter Carlson's been able to get ahead of Jackowitz as well, but he's been basically running the wall this entire time. I don't know if he's trying to massive tire and fuel save. He's holding off the brake or the throttle quite late into it as well. So I think he's just trying to massively tire save. Like, you can hear him. Okay, so he only gets on the throttle 3/4 of the way through that corner.
But does he run it in deeper though? 180, maybe not. He's still got that first quarter sort of as it was normally. He's coming out round between what I said of that 155, 165 mark. Then he's back on the power again. He's not really running it in deep. He's coming off quite early about now, and he just lets the car run on its own, and then applies the throttle just past the halfway at the corner. So a great job from Strider if he's making that work and he's saving the tires. Coming into 79 to 90 when Williams, or 95 when Williams wants the caution, he could be in a good spot really, you know, to be able to maintain what he's got and where he's at.
Yeah, the issue is he's going to have to avoid what he did going into 3 and 4 there, and that's scraping along that outside wall. With centrifugal force, for those scientists out there, it will suck you up into that wall just based on speed. So he has to be careful about that, kind of stay away from that wall in the sense of trying to not slam up into it or scrape off half the side of his car. And it should be fairly effective, but it's all going to kind of come down to how well he's able to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Anthony Radel here with Cody Kern. Sheets livery machine on the back end of Kern this week. As these guys coming out the exit of turn 2 going into 3. The track's lit up a little bit more. What is the conditions? Well, it's 31 degrees centigrade out on track at the moment. 19:45 in the evening. 26 degree airs. We're now trying to go around the outside line here. We're going to be able to make it through this time coming into 1. We are going to be able to make it just about. He's got to send it deep into 3 if he wants to make this overtake. Has Anthony Radel. He gets the door left open. Cody Kern's left it open for him. He's now got to pick the line. Is he going to go and send it in once again? You've got the inside. Can he get on the gas power early enough? He isn't going to be this time, but this has got to be the move going into 1, Kenton, surely.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, although he's got the other problem of TJ's kind of sneaking up on him a little bit, and he might actually get up on the inside and be able to kind of slip on underneath his... Oh, Anthony Radel does clip the wall there, and that's going to slow him down, and that'll allow TJ to make a little bit of a move on him and take a spot.
Yeah, there as well. Mama Spainhour, what happened to Brad? Brad was at the front. He completely missed the start. He went backwards quicker than he went forwards, unfortunately, Mama. And then he ended up, there was a caution not long after, and he's kind of been stuck whereabouts he is at the moment. So, unfortunately for Brad, he's kind of is where he is, and he's trying to make his way back forward, but this poor young man is struggling a bit. He's got the leaders coming up on him as well. He's got no draft whatsoever that's going to even remotely assist him. There's no major, I can't see any major off for Mr. Brad Young, so unfortunately I think it's just a loss of pace in that 89 Chevy Camaro here on track for Mr. Young, and the leaders are coming up on him fast here. He's now going to have to make a choice. Does he go high? Does he go low? Where are you going as a back marker?
Ooh, I think the biggest thing is going to be just being predictable. Don't try and change it. So whatever you're doing, try and communicate. I mean, obviously they have radios. They can tell you what's going on and where they would prefer you to go. But I think the biggest thing is just be smart and be predictable. Don't try and make a last-second decision on it, and you should be okay. Whichever one you decide to go.
Green flag stops. Holtman, Taylor, and Stockner. Are they just doing two? Holtman's up one side, Stockner's up the other. Holtman's up, Taylor's up. It's a full four for these boys. Stockner's going to get the jump coming out the pit lane. He got it over Taylor. He didn't get it. Unfortunately, they're over Holtman. Holtman managed to hold on, but his pit lane green flag stops coming, and that's only been since lap 51 to 85. So 34 laps just.
Yeah, which seems like not quite as much as we were expecting fuel-wise. So I'm very curious if maybe they did have a little bit of a smaller fuel load. I think they had 75%, but I thought they would have gotten a little bit more. But I guess I'm wrong.
Not to say I told you so, but there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just spitting facts up here in the booth. There's nothing I can do about that. You know what I mean? Oh man, Greg Sherman is slow and he's just about to lose places. I think this young man might need a tyre stop. Burrell as well. You can see the guys that have stopped. That is Holtman and Stockner. They're coming through like absolute wildfire. Now, having stopped in that machine, there's a big puff of smoke from somebody there. There's a couple of people in. Kimmel's into the pits, Keefe's into the pits. Young's been in and out, unfortunately for Bradley Young. He is still 2 laps down, I believe, once more. Hunter Carlson, Strada, Jakowitz and Williams. How long before the front four are going to be coming in as well?
Yeah, they're going to be having to look at that fairly quickly, because you don't want to leave it too late where it's going to leave you in trouble with getting back into the kind of the race here, because if you get stuck out and kind of leave it too late, then you have no opportunity to sort of make time up. Yes, you'll have the fresher tires and you can try, but you also got to worry about running out of time just in straight laps.
Oh, Collicott. That was close with Carlson. Hunter Carlson there and Devon Collicott nearly having moments. Kern's gone into the pits with Radel, so they've gone in as a pair. We say draft isn't too much of an issue here, but you still don't want to go in a pit lane on your own, right? You want to be with a buddy.
Yeah, I'd say you definitely want to have some form of a, not necessarily a friend, but you still want a friend. It just can help with a few sort of things to allow you to maneuver around, kind of work together a little bit. Yeah, you might not get a heavy draft like if it was Daytona or anything, but you can still get somewhat of a draft and at least kind of push each other along and kind of keep you out of trouble. If you're by yourself, it's a little tougher to try and make up laps. So
yeah, I do agree. Hunter Carlson, TJ Spainhour, Devon Collicott, they're all in as we speak. So let's see where they come out in conjunction with Andrew Williams. We have had a yellow. That is not good for the boys in the pit lane, or Jamelin, who's just gone into the pit lane either. They are going to be stuck now on that pit lane with that lap down there. And this was Anthony Radel coming out of the pit lane. Oh, he's going to hit the bump. Yep. Oh, no. Oh, he hit it. Oh, did he hit that bump?
No, he just lost it coming out and kind of hit that sort of break in the, you can sort of see that line in the track there where they And unfortunately, I think he just kind of clipped it and it kicked him up and into a wall.
Yeah, he couldn't. If you
Not how you want to do that.
No, if you watch how he comes out, the problem is he drifts wide coming out the pit lane, and just on this left-hand side, there's just a little bit of a bump there. You'd see the car start losing, and he's now just well out of control. And unfortunately, Tom Kuhn was a recipient of that. And did he miss Sherman? No, but Sherman should be okay. I'm a bit fearful for the boys that have gone into the pit lane, who were in the pit lane as that caution was thrown, because it's going to be a struggle, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to have a little bit of work to make, and I think that kind of cost them a lot of time, but it sort of depends. They might be able to sneak their way back out. It just depends if they got in before the pit lane closed, and sort of I don't want to say like after and got out, I guess, before pit exit closed, because that's the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is there's that pit exit that can kind of cause problems if you didn't know. So we want to try and avoid that if you're able to.
They're not able to get their lap back. That's the problem.
That too, yeah.
Because they were in the pit road when the caution came out, so everybody was slowing, so they would have been where they are. Now, if we keep an eye on Terry here, we've got the leaders. The leaders are going to sweep through, because obviously where they were, that's going to put them a lap down again. Now, obviously what we mean is obviously generally under a green flag stop, you would make the lap back because the other people have got to go into the pits. But where they were already in the pit lane at the moment the caution was thrown, they're going to be cemented into the position. Now, you're sitting here wondering why Andrew Williams is back in the pack. If you watch very shortly, there's going to be a sweep of cars that's going to start from 11th, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these are going to go a lap down after this restart, just purely because they may have just been stuck in the pit at the moment that caution was thrown. And if they are, they're not going to be able to get their lap back organically as they normally would under a green flag stop. So that did not work out for certain people who went into that pit lane at the moment that caution was thrown, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate, very unfortunate timing, and one of those things where there's not a whole lot you can do about it. I guess hope there's another caution. Is really the biggest thing you can kind of hope for. I know for the most part, we're not really going to want to deal with that, but things happen, I guess, and you're going to have to kind of hope and pray.
I'm worried that every single one of them cars in front of Andrew Williams is going to be a lap down.
Oh yeah, he's going to have some work, and he'll be very careful.
They'll move them. They'll send them round to the back.
Are they?
They will, because he's the leader. He needs to be behind the pace car. He cannot start as a leader from where he is, because of the way the pit lane worked and them guys getting caught in the pit lane in front. They'll have to circle all the way round to the back, or they'll give the leader the opportunity to go around the outside and slot in front of him. It depends on which way iRacing does it, right? There's no set way, because in an ideal world they should send every single one of them cars past the pace car. That should be the way, and they should end up having to join the back of the pack. Or is he going to give Williams a run? Yeah, is he going to give Williams a run to go past him?
Yeah, we'll have to.
Nope, they're passing.
Oh, it looks like they're letting them through now.
Yeah, they're letting them all go through. That may have not worked out too well for them guys at that back of that who were in that pit lane. But there you go, we'll just keep an eye on it and see if it does work and they do end up staying on that lead lap. Because that would be guttering if you were in the pit lane at that moment in time that caution was thrown and you were stuck a lap down.
Yes, yeah, that's good that they'll kind of be allowed, though. They don't have a lot of time to kind of get their way around. I guess they should. They'll be okay. It looks like they're going to heel in and get back connected without too much of an issue, which is good. I was kind of concerned that they weren't going to be able to get all the way around in time, but nope, they are all good, and we're going to be off going again.
Ah, Chamberlain and Radel did not, though. Chamberlain just slotted in behind them as they were going into their boxes. Chamberlain was coming in, and he, unfortunately, that pit lane entry, or that pit stop there on lap number 90, where did he pit on? 94 or 92 at the moment it was thrown, but we're going to get this back up and running. Jakowitz is there, Strada's in there, the green flag's gone. Now Strada's bolted, Williams is gone, Jakowitz is gone. Burrell did not get off that outside line very well. Calvin Ross finding himself up dizzy heights of 5th at this moment in time in that 20 Bass machine. The man from Cincinnati here sitting in 5th place. A great job from him so far. Up 13, Burrell up 17. We've got Orange Will first, we've got Orange Will 4th, and then we've got Stockner down in 9th. So let's see, Brusso's finding his way up into 7th place at the moment as well. So a lot of movers and shakers under that caution, Kenton, and a lot of people, we could say, are out of position.
Yeah, I mean, Brusso has had, I mean, a great race, and that's definitely going to help him. And Seth Pegg is up to 8th. But it's kind of what, wow, I don't know how he got through there with no problems. That was, I think, a little lucky that Sizemore saw him and kind of didn't close that gap on him. Oh, there we go. That's going to be a caution. No? Am I? Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was like, how is that not? Because I saw Radel, and I think it's Radel. Oh, it was well before this. This actually, that's the aftermath of it. You gotta go way further back, because I think, yeah, Anthony Radel gets, either he comes up on, or someone goes down on him. Right there. Yeah. Because he goes underneath Stockner. Oh, so Sherman hits Stockner. Stockner clips the wall. I don't think he was trying to make it 3 wide, because he's just going, and unfortunately Stockner, after having hit the wall, he did hit the wall, that he just he's just so slow, Radel has to go down and go under him. And sorry, yes, Sherman makes contact with Stockner. Stockner comes down. Yeah. Yeah. It was just an unfortunate place for contact to be made, yeah. And then right here, Stockner kind of bumps all the way down. And I think and then I think it's Thomas, who kind of is coming up on the outside, and then as he's trying to go out wide, suddenly there's a very slow car attached to the wall, and that kicks him, and then he clips right into Brad Young, and there's nothing that could have been done for him there. I was shocked that the yellow wasn't thrown a little earlier when Radel and Stockner were kind of tied up in the wall there, but who knows?
Oh, it's been a rough day, but we're here. Yeah. I didn't hear no whistle or no bell.
How was it for that caution? We've got it down as kind of a 50-50 racing incident. One was going up, one was coming down. It kind of looked like a racing incident from where we was.
Yeah, I mean, it gets real tight there coming off of turn 4. I take blame for that. I haven't watched it back yet, but he was just running a little slower because of what happened in turn 3, and I was down there, and it gets tight. That's all I know, and probably my fault.
Well, the problem was you didn't really have any choice bar to go on the inside because he was slow after being caught up in the initial contact. I just want to make sure you get in your box. There you go. So yeah, he was slow. So you know, it was either brake hard and get hit from behind or go for the inside. You went for the inside. He was coming down. You were going up. It was a bit of 50-50. I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't be accepting too much of responsibilities. However, caution number 4, back on lap 92, caught up again. I've seemed to got your name a couple of times written down for getting caught up in a few incidents.
Yeah, I mean, it happens, you know. At a certain point, you got to take a look in the mirror. So I'll look at all of them and see what, you know, what I have to apologize for. That 92 incident, though, I hit that bump at the end of pit road there in turn 2. And I just went right, carrying too much speed, hit the bump, didn't hit it right, and unfortunately took out another car. So that one's definitely on me.
Yep. Unfortunately, I can't disagree with you on that one, Anthony.
There's nobody to blame but myself for that one.
We did see you just go straight off to the right-hand side there as well. What do we think? You know, you're just going to go out and run it now. You're a couple of laps back, seeing if, you know, maybe over the next lap... 23 laps, you might get another lap back or a couple of laps back, but you know, what's the hope really?
My hope is I don't race much, so when I get time to, I'm gonna race as much as I can, even if that means I'm just logging laps and staying out of the way. So I don't expect any positions, anything like that. You know, maybe I'll pick up a spot if a couple more people wreck, but just kind of having fun, talking with the boys, and having a good race.
Awesome stuff, sir. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Anthony. Good luck, buddy. Let's see how far you can get, mate. You bring that 21 home.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Okay, so he can't really not accept responsibility for the pit lane, but he wants to accept responsibility for an incident that I can't really see Kenton being on him to be blamed for.
Yeah, I don't think that's all on him. It's kind of one of those things where it's just a legitimate racing incident. Like, what was he really supposed to do? There wasn't a ton of space for him to kind of move and get out of the way of that, as it was sort of just kind of popped up out of nowhere, and suddenly you had a car right in front of you. So, or coming in as you're trying to go up at that exact spot. So that's just a little bit of an unfortunate situation, but it is what it is, and I mean, he seems to be in good spirits about it, so.
Well, let's see.
Good on him.
Yeah, I agree. We're going to get this racing once again. You can see Strada squeezing Williams. He doesn't want to allow Williams to come up into that go restart zone. We go. We are green. Strada, all the squeezing he didn't get a jump off the line. However, he didn't miss it as bad as Burrell and Holtman and Brusso and Pegg's even up there riding high in 8th place at the moment. I didn't spot him. That secret ninja Australian assassin has managed to move himself up 12 spots into 8th place. Where he's done, he has, isn't he? He's been like a ninja throughout the field. I didn't catch him moving up through that.
Yeah, no, he's having a quietly fantastic race for himself. Whoa, as he gets a little squirrely coming out of 4 there. I think Sherman actually a little further back, connected with the wall just a bit. So that kind of slowed him down as he dropped back a few positions as well. But slowly making our way through everything, and we'll see how that all goes. He's having a good race. Having a good race, though.
A man from Melbourne doing a stellar job sitting in 8th at the moment. Jakowitz and Williams. Jakowitz gives them all a little bit of a rub there as well. Now that's what we're seeing. That hostile takeover bank livery machine made famous from the Cars movie, of course, on the car of Chick Hicks. Kachiga. If you ever watched that Cars film there as well. We're back under caution once more. And I can't really figure out why. Oh, there we are.
Oh, Seth.
Just as we say, the secret silent Australian assassin was doing so well. Yeah, you can see where that's going, right? I have a funny feeling there may have been...
I'm not because Peg hits the apron. And I think he slows down to avoid, because he gets way down on that apron, and I think he's slowing down and trying to catch the car, so he's lifting. And I think Devin doesn't really have anywhere to go, and it's not a heavy bump, but his car is already unstable, and
see, I want to know now, why are we not lifting?
Yeah, that part needs to be
because that's just running him over.
Yeah, the first one I can't blame him for, but after that, you need to start lifting.
I don't get it. The thing is, for me, I'm very aware when I'm driving. Like, I come out and I'm absolutely knackered because I'm so mentally aware of what's going on. You know, earlier on in the trucks, I was even on the brake to try and stop hitting things. The thing for me is, at this moment in time, I can see where he's running, so I would automatically be lifting a little bit because I know he's going to end up doing that. So I'm lifting now. I'm already off the throttle, maybe even onto the brake. The contact, again, see, this is where I would be lifting back, but it doesn't look like there was any lift. We are still just trying to run him over, which is what we saw over the weekend at North Wilkesboro from Kyle Busch and Ricky. That was the same kind of thing. He just continued to push him through, and I don't get why we're not lifting. Why are we not lifting?
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
I don't get it.
Take a look at what happens on that one, because I feel like there'll be a completion afterwards.
Yeah, the first one, don't get me wrong, he was in close contact, but I would have been off the throttle already, or to say even on the brake, before Peg come back up onto the track, because I wouldn't have wanted to run him over. And then when I had made the initial contact and I seen him go squirrely, I would have lifted and even dabbed the brake again just to bring him, give him a bit of space. But I think just running him straight over, I expect to see a pit lane with Seth Pegg and Devon Collicott throwing punches at each other after this, because I saw it at the weekend. Oh, Pegg's in chat. Yeah. You're telling me. Yeah, he did. I do believe he did. Just no awareness of what was going on, I think. That could have been a completely different story, and all we had to do was just lift a little bit.
Yeah, it was. It's questionable, but we'll see what ends up happening. Comes from the administration and the stewards when they take a look at it later on in the race here.
Welcome to
after the race.
Welcome to the contradictory JPB booth. You have myself, who will just call it as I see it, and then you have Kenton, who sits on the fence that much he gets splinters in his bottom, and his wife has to pull him out with tweezers after every single BSC NASCAR race, just to let you know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because
oh, dude.
I could 100% throw hard under the bus, but it's in the end, I could see something that the administrator don't see, and there might. I mean, that looked like a clear-cut case of just not lifting at any point and just keeping your foot right in there.
Just run him over.
Like I said, the very first one, you can kind of excuse that. He's kind of getting shifty, but he looks like he catches it, and then all of a sudden it's lifts off, and you're going full speed at that point. But after that, you need to have lifted by that point in time, and he just didn't let go of it and kept his nose right on in there. And unfortunately, poor Seth is now doing a lot of nothing.
Yeah, the diplomatic views of Kenton Sportak now up here in the JBB booth. We go into the final 15. All right, predictions. Who's coming out on top?
It's hard to say. I think Williams has had a fabulous race, and he's really sort of made it his own. And Jackowitz, I think, is a little interesting as well. He could definitely pull one out, but I think it's going to be, I know, very shocking. The guy in first, the guy in second. I think the dark horse on this one, though, is going to be Strotter. I'm curious how much tire saving he's actually done and how those are going to feel in the last 7-8 laps.
So who are you actually going with?
I'm going to say Strotter. I think he's going to come out of nowhere.
more partial to the man in the 7 machine, I think. But I was also loving the fact of the 20s up there. So if we could see a Calvin Ross victory, I'd be happy. Whoever put their hat, Braden, you've probably... TJ's down in 15th at the moment, barring any miracle. Once more, we're going to be the Geico restart zone on the left-hand side. You're going to see it very, very shortly. There he is. The green flag's going to go. And once more, Williams has dropped. Jakowitz and Strada sitting in 2nd and 3rd. Holtman 4th. Calvin Ross got a little bit of a slow one. So did Armand Brusso on the outside. These guys battling in this 5th and 6th. Up a combined 23 spots between the two of them there. Stottner's just made a move around the outside of Burrell. Then we've got Sizemore as alongside Collicott. The 23 machine of Cody Kern and Josh Keefe. They've just gone run side by side. Trenton's just gone and almost put it into the wall here with 14 to go. It's now going to start getting heated up here, Kenton. This is where we're going to start seeing the moves. This is where surely the people have got to be making their way forward.
This is definitely where we're going to have to be a little concerned about who ends up taking out who throughout this race. Though Strada seems to be kind of falling back. I'm not sure what happened there. He looked like he had a good jump and was pulling up beside Noel Jakowitz, and then suddenly just dropped right off the reservation and is a little further back than I think he wants to be. As Calvin Ross and him almost make contact.
The thing is,
thankfully they didn't.
Yeah, they haven't got a massive gap. Holtman's there, Jakowitz is there, Williams is just out of your picture behind. There you go on the left-hand side. So it's not a massive gap between them. 8 tenths really down to where Stottner is, who's just gone up the inside almost of Calvin Ross. So there's still an opportunity for them, and I think at the end of the day they still can make the move, but they've got 11 to go. You need to start really closing it in as quickly as possible now. These guys are still spread out. There's Keefe, there's Collicott, there's Brusso, Burrell, Ross, Stottner is in there. Whoa, what happened there? My timing tower went a little bit crazy, but now it's back, and hopefully everything is okay. Strada's with Stottner and Ross, so we've got 11 to go. There's only 3 tenths back to where Calvin Ross is, and not Calvin Ross, 1.1 seconds back to Calvin Ross and Stottner, 8 tenths back to Strada, 6 to Jakowitz, and 3 tenths to Holterman. So is this Williams' race to lose, do we think?
I think so, though. Halterman seems to be making a pretty significant dent in his time, but he loses a little bit on the corners. Well, now he's still getting a little quicker. So I think, Williams is basically got to figure out if he's going to win or not. I think it's largely going to come down to what he does, because, pulling away again there. So he seems to be very quick coming out of 1 and 2. And, that can change things very quickly there.
Where was that? Oh, that was TJ and Trent and Kimmel, I think.
No, it was Jamelin. I think he just clips that rear bumper and just...
Is this same? Oh, yeah. Dude, that's a lift all day. It's a lift all day. It's just running somebody out, and then Kimmel's going to have no chance.
No, yeah, he had no ability to avoid that one.
The thing for me is, I think your main aim when you're getting so late on is to finish the race. And that is not going to assist you. Do you know what I mean? And I think... The way the penalty is as well, what's happening, they're coming down very strong on things like that, being run over. Surely it would make you think in the car, right, I've got a lift, right? Am I not seeing that?
I mean, I agree. You kind of have to realize the car in front of you is a little out of shape once you start massively reeling in time and distance on them and kind of lift at that point. But unfortunately, they did not, and that's the cause that you kind of get for it. It's, I mean, between Seth Pegg and now TJ, it's one of those things, I guess, that you kind of have to accept in that point, because there's not much you can really do right now.
Yeah, well, let's see if he is going to accept it. Mr. Seth Pegg up 5 places, sitting in 15, was involved in the caution on lap 107 with Devon Collicott. Seth, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Just happy to be here, James, as I always am. You know me.
Oh, mate, you're loving it out there at the moment. What's your opinion on that last caution?
This one or the one that I was involved?
Sorry, the one that you were in.
Yeah, look, the first half of that incident, absolutely not Devon's fault. I touched the apron and got loose. He did touch me up while I was loose, but, you know, that happens sometimes. The problem is I corrected it and I was actually back in control of the car, and then I still got more nudges and it just sent me around. It was, like, I would have been fine if he had have lifted or just reduced his speed by a little bit. But it is what it is, I guess. It's up to the stewards now.
Oh, you're all so diplomatic. It drives me insane.
I'm not here to start beef.
Oh, hey, you need cows to start beef, mate. Come on. It's all good. Listen, where are you going to end up?
Look, I got fresher tyres than some of the cars in front of me, I believe. But I did have a slide, so I don't know what my tyres are looking like right now. I'm hoping, you know, I might be able to make a place up here, maybe get in front of AJ or Hunter. But these guys, they're pretty switched on at this track. I think where we are is pretty good. Anything above this, I'll take. I'll absolutely take.
If in doubt, send it. So you got to worry about.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You know what I mean? Use them on
I've
the
got
way
a fast repair.
Yeah.
I've got a fast repair remaining.
Exactly. I'm surprised you haven't dived in to go and get tyres, actually, at the moment.
I've used up all my sets. Now, so...
Oh. Did somebody forget to press the button to turn them off?
No, I used one at stage, and then I used one at that caution after that long green flag run, where we pretty much got a free pit stop on everyone who tried to undercut. So we only had 2 spare sets, so we've got what we've got, and we'll try and make use of it.
All right, Seth. Well, good luck, buddy. 6 to go. Let's see how far you can get.
Let's see. Thank you, fellas.
Take care, man. So diplomatic.
I don't know what to tell you. You're the feisty one.
Oh, I'm the honest one. That's what I'm gonna go with. Let me know on YouTube channel what you think. Am I too honest for my own good? Do you reckon? That's probably why I get in trouble. You know what I mean? But then I did get a compliment the other day, come through in a DM from somebody who told me around and said, I do love the fact that the amount of broadcasts I've watched of yours and the fact that you are just so honest and call out people's, I won't say the word that he used, but there was bull in there. And he said, don't ever stop doing it because there's too many people trying to be politically correct with commentary. How can you be politically correct with commentary? Jesus Christ. They've either made a mistake and you call them out or you don't. It's easy as that. You can't be PC about it. I'm not quite sure how you could be PC in commentary, Kenton, to be honest.
Fair enough. I guess I'll have to change how that goes. Start just calling everybody out.
Hey, it works for me.
Fair enough.
Not always. There are times when I get myself in trouble. Right, 5 to go. Can Holtman get this up and running now? This is where we're going to end up. This is what the situation is. Holtman's got to go. He's got to... he didn't go. He didn't go. He's a car length back already. Jakowitz is trying to go on the inside. If I was Strada with Holtman going as he is, I would tuck in behind Jakowitz and use Jakowitz as best as I possibly can here. I think on that one, Holtman's now got the speed coming out that second second part. Stockner's coming in like a bat out of hell. He carried some speed. He's gone up into the wall. Ross is going to go underneath them. Is he going to be able to get underneath Jakowitz? And Strada is still struggling with Stockner. He can't clear the orange wheel at the moment. But let's see if he does any more after that. He doesn't. Jakowitz still in third place, chasing down Holterman and Williams. Holterman is now, he got the second part of that jump, and he looked like he was quite going for it there.
Yeah, it's. I mean, the first jump off the restart was not anything to write home about. He moved, I guess, is the good thing, but he didn't really go anywhere very quickly. And then it seemed like he kind of caught a second burst going out of turn 2 and just absolutely flew. So he might be trying to make a move here. I mean, he still has 2 laps, but I don't. Yeah, it's gonna just depend. He seems to be closing in quite quickly, and I mean, okay, so you're gonna see Williams try and break as much of that as he can, try and prevent him from getting any draft. But we'll see with what happens with 1 lap to go. As Ultimate looks like he's got a fantastic run coming out of these corners right now.
No, I don't think he's got the tyres. His tyres are 9 laps older than Williams in front. Clint Holterman is going to be a dash down to the line. Is he just going to send it in and run that wall? We're going to have to keep an eye on the guys behind. They're going to be side by side coming over the line. There's Strada. There's a big old move from Keith in the middle, but it's all about Andrew Williams. Is he going to be able to hold on to this one as he's going to go over the line? It's going to be Mr. Williams, your winner. It's going to be Holterman in second place as they go over the line now. What's happening further back? Third is Jakowitz. Fourth is Strada. Fifth, Collicott. And sixth, Calvin Ross, and then ding dong.
I just heard squealing tires.
Yep.
I could just hear the squealing tires, and I was like, something happened back there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was ding dong going on, but it was Williams your winner with Clint Holterman in second place. Great job from them guys with our Mr. Noel Jakowitz. Takes the third place there. Great job from all of these guys. Let's give you now a rundown. Andrew Williams is your winner. Clint Holterman in second. Noel Jakowitz in third. And then you got Christian Strada, Devon Collicott, Nick Stockner, Calvin Ross, Andrew Burrell, Hunter Carlson, and Armand Russo up in 10th. Go Armand. Cody Cowan 11th. Then Andrew Jamelin in 12th. Seth Pegg 13th. Then Brett Sherman 14th. TJ down in 15th. A rough day for the Spain hour there as well. Down 5 places on where he started. Josh Keefe 16th. Greg Sherman and Rob Sizemore behind them. Further on, we go down. Trenton Kimmel, Anthony Radel, Brad Young, 3 laps down. Tom Kuhn did not finish. Taylor did not finish. And Witt was a long way back after getting caught up in an incident right at the beginning there. So, great race for Andrew Williams, and we can pull him in and have a chat with him as well. He's done the double here as Mr. Williams. He just missed out on pole, but I can tell you one thing, he got the stage win. He got the final victory as well. And let's see how happy he's going to be when we have a chat with him right about now. Mr. Andrew Williams, welcome in, dear sir. Not a bad race whatsoever. Up 5 places. Great job.
Oh yeah, no, that was an awesome one. Definitely finally had some luck go in our favor. Had that caution at the end, which put so many people a lap down. Yeah, just super fortunate race on my end.
Well, Anna McAteer says, congratulations, Drew. Great event for the Orange Wheel Racing.
Yep. Thank you, Anna. Thank Burrell's grandma, I believe. He's told us about you.
Oh, well, there you go. For you, though, you know, victory in the summer season, that's going to boost you up a little bit. Obviously, you got Clint in second. Devon was down in 6th, so that should be a bit of a point gain going forward for you as well. How do you weigh up a season when you've got this tri-season format? How do you prepare for each season? Do you sit and take it one at a time, or do you sit and group the 3 together and say, right, I need to be here to be in the final race? What's the mindset when you've got a tri-season like this?
I definitely just try and break them up into each season. I think that was super important for me, definitely, because I fell apart at the end of the spring season. Just had several bad races in a row. So being able just to take my mind off of it and say, all right, we have a points reset, fresh start. Let's go in here and see what we can do with a clean slate. That was super important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I do fully agree on that one there, buddy. I think sometimes you've just got to take it one season at a time. Schedules on the screen. We're off to Auto Club next week. How is Auto Club in general for you?
Auto Club's great. Auto Club's one of my favorite tracks. I was heartbroken to see that they're tearing it down. But definitely, I'm glad it's preserved in the sim so we can all keep enjoying it. Because Auto Club is one of the best tracks in the world, and I can't wait to go there. I feel like I run really well, and hopefully can keep bringing the battle to Clinton Witt every week.
Awesome stuff. Well, Andrew, thanks so much for joining us, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Of course, I want to shout out all my Orangeville Racing guys for coming out every single week and racing with me. And I want to shout out Hostile Tankover Bank for sponsoring the car for the few weeks.
Are we going to see the livery change, or are you staying with a HTB right the way through to the end?
Well, I definitely wanted to get at least one win with it. Now that I got one win in the bank, the Hostile Tankover Bank, I might retire it for a bit and go back to the Clemson car. I've got a couple other Pixar schemes in the bank, so we might switch characters. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, go for Dynaco Blue. That would be so
yeah,
cool.
we've got a Dynaco scheme cooked up. We might hoping to get all the guys in on it, and we'll show up with a bunch of Pixar cars in a few weeks.
Oh yes, Lightning McQueen. Oh, we can have all of you. That would be absolutely amazing. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us there, buddy. Congratulations on your victory again, and good luck at Auto Club next week.
Thank you.
Right, now we're going to go down to his teammate, Mr. Clint Holtman, rounds off the 1-2 for the Orange Wheel guys here. Did he feel, though, he missed out on the victory? Let's have a chat with him and see what Clint tells us here. Clint, welcome in, bud. How are you?
I'm good. I'm worn out a little bit, but I'm good.
Unhappy or happy?
Mixed feelings. Andrew, I think, was faster than me the whole race. So I don't know if things were normal. Probably he was going to beat me no matter what. Got screwed by that caution.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to fight my way back up there. But he was faster than me the whole race, really, and I just did not have the tires under me to really go up there. And I mean, I think off with 2 laps to go or something off of turn 2, I got a really good run, and I tried to replicate what I did in turn 2 and turn 4, but I just couldn't keep the momentum up like he could. So, yeah, it's bittersweet. I wanted to win, but I can't complain about P2 after being caught a lap down and having to take the wave around and on old tires there. So all in all, it was still a good day, good points day. So we'll take those.
Yeah, it should still hold your place at the top of the standings in the beginning for the summer season. Auto Club, Drew says he loves it. How do you feel about Auto Club?
Auto Club is very fun. That is I guess we'll have to see how it drives. But usually the bumps and everything can make the car pretty loose. And of course you can go, there's like 5 or 6 different lanes you can take. Auto Club's a lot of fun. That's a really fun track. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And there should be a lot of tire wear there as well. So yeah, Auto Club always puts on a great race. It's just a blast to drive, really. So I'm really looking forward to that.
All right. Well, Clint, thanks so much for joining us there, buddy. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to shout out the Orange Wheel Racing guy. Shout out Andrew. He's had a rough couple of weeks. I think ever since I joined the league, he's kind of always been caught up in an incident. But I thought it was kind of like his bad luck charm. But glad to see him get a good result, get a win here. He's definitely had the pace like the last couple of weeks. Like Darlington, we were fighting for the win. Pocono, he's up there. So nice to see him pull through with a win. I wish it wasn't at my expense, but what are you gonna do? He's a fast driver, so congrats to him, and thanks to y'all for putting on this great race.
Awesome stuff. Well, Clint, thank you so much for joining us, everybody, and look forward to seeing how you get on next week.
All right, thank you guys.
Take care. All right, there you go. That was our second place man, and now we're going to finish it off with Noel Jakowitz in that number 7 takes home third. I had him down for a victory. Did he not just quite get there? Let's see what he tells us. Noel, welcome in, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. I was probably a better result than I thought I would end up with all those yellows. I had no short run speed at all. On the long runs with super used tires, I could make up a lot of time, a lot of ground, but the way the yellows fell just didn't work out. So yeah, I'll take a third. A podium's perfectly fine. We're not upset about that.
I was going to say, yeah, third place, would be incredible for some people as well. Do you feel you at the pace though of Holman and Williams up front? Because they did look super quick between them.
I think given the right circumstance, maybe. Generally, I'm a little bit slower than them. This was one of the few that I felt like I could at least keep pace. Passing was pretty difficult. So that would have been a whole nother story. But I don't think so, but it's always fun to try.
Yeah, why not? Give it a go. That's all that matters at the end of the day, but I think you've got to give it a shot regardless, and you definitely did that as well. How do you see your summer season going here at the moment? Do you think, have you got a chance? Do you think you've got a chance? Can you get to the top by the time of the final round?
There's a lot of fun tracks coming up for sure. Auto Club's always really fun. A couple of road courses. We did put in Chicagoland there at the end too. Michigan, it's a lot of fun tracks. Nashville's a big tire scrubber, so we'll see. I enjoy what's coming up on the schedule, so I'm definitely hopeful.
Sonoma and Chicago. They're going to be very interesting ones for you. But Noel, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Anyone you want to shout out before I let you go?
Yeah, shout out to Breakfast Club, as always. KJ in the chat, I'm sure she was there. And on this race, man, it was so much fun racing with Strader and his team. And those last few laps, had they gone any longer, Strader would have took third easily. It was a hell of a battle and a lot of fun. So always fun racing with those guys.
Well, good luck there, buddy. Let's see how you get on at Auto Club next week, but have a good one and congrats on the third.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Well, there you go, Kenton. 3 what seems happy drivers. Noel, long run he would have preferred. Short run wasn't on the pace. But that's racing, isn't it? And that's what we get at Charlotte.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things where you have to build your car on what you think's going to happen in the race, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and that's racing.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much to everybody that's joined us in the YouTube chat as well. Mrs. Angie Kimmel in there. Obviously, we got the Spade, our massives once again. Wizard for joining on late. Anna McIntyre, thank you so much as well. But that's going to round it off from us up here in the JPB booth. I've been James Parfitt. I've been alongside Kenton Sportak as always. And for now, guys, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on a track sometime. Good night.